Hey, coach, long time. So you guys have had a very good first two games to this summer competition. Albeit you've had a lot of things going against you. The stadium's not being exactly where your home stadium is not where it actually is. How proud are you of this team for adapting to that? And how have you been working to make sure that all of these obstacles are not in the way of your tactics?
Yeah, well, very good question. I think these games have really shown the resilience and how much this group of players wants to win. I think the other day, the game that we played against Washington, given all the conditions that you just mentioned and how the team performed and controlled the game from start to finish, when we had basically, I would say, 11 players from the first team outfield players that were available, and we had a little bit of an illness kicking on the couple of days before, and players were there really pushing themselves to defend the club, to defend their teammates, and to go out there and perform how they did and winning the game with the style they did. I think it was really a moment of pride as a coach, because we could have just given up, and everyone push and push and push to make sure that we win. And in the same way, I think it was really important that we are doing the same that we normally do, focus on us, making sure that we understand our style, how we want to play, how we need to read the situations of the game. That gives a lot of confidence to the players to have to do less thinking about what they need to do as a team and do more thinking about what they need to do individually to express themselves on the pitch. And I think that's what they did on the game in Philadelphia, and in a big part of the game as well in Chicago. And that's why we are in the position that we are now. No.
Rowie, and then followed by Melanie.
I was just interested in the fact that it's taken until the third game of this cup for you guys to play, aside from the guy Maycee. I was interested just in the challenge in preparing for a team that you guys have basically never seen before. What goes into prep playing against the Mexican side rather than one of the usual clubs that you see in NWSL league play?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think it's also very, very good. No, we prepared that as well when we that's one of the reasons why we went to Colombia in pre-season now, where we had to prepare obviously some scouting reports of Deportivo Cali, America de Cali, which are teams also in that situation. And now with Chivas, we follow the Mexican leagues. It's one of the best leagues in the world. They got fantastic players, and I think that for us playing against them is really good. And obviously they've played a couple of games already against Washington, against Chicago, and also we follow them in the league. So nothing really changed, but it's true that it's a challenge, because it's a different style of football, different group of players, different language between them, different players that some of our players, or most all of our players, they've never played against, that they've probably known a lot less than the NWSL, but that's international football. And it's fantastic for us, because that's what we're going to be facing when we play in the CONCACAF Champions Cup again against two Mexican teams, one from Costa Rica, one from Jamaica. And very excited. No, very exciting. It's obviously the calendar dictated that we play the NWSL teams and the Mexican team at the end, but very, very excited to play against an international, very, very good team as Chivas is. No.
Melanie, then Anthony.
Yeah. Hi, Coach. Melanie with The Athletic.
Hello.
Hi. So I know you congrats on another major signing with Jess Carter. I was curious if you could just talk about kind of what you think she brings to the team, and then a quick follow-up. Do you think maybe we'll see her, at this next game?
Yeah, well, we are waiting for her. Obviously, she starts with us tomorrow, and I think we just got the moment the possibility came up. For me, it was a no-brainer. She's a world-class defender with international experience in one of the best leagues in the world, where she's also used to international football with the national team, and also with Chelsea. She's at a fantastic age where I think that we can really help her to grow, be better in certain aspects in the style that we want to play. We want to develop a lot her offensive side, her confidence on the ball, and what she can do with the ball, because she can do a lot, and we believe that she can bring, that experience and really help the team and her teammates with those key moments in where experience is needed in to make sure that the team plays better and competes better. She's also a versatile player. She can play everywhere really across the back line, and maybe even other positions as well for us. So we're really looking forward to welcome her. When I've had the opportunity to speak with her, fantastic human being. Really looking forward to join the team, and she actually, I think, likes the way we play, so I can feel that she can fit. So I see that she can fit really well within the style. So, and within the group of players that we have here. So really looking forward to start working with her now.
Thank you.
And then Rowie.
And I was also interested just in, I know we saw Mac make her debut in the last match. I was just interested, just thinking about the, historic nature of having such a young player, like what it's been like behind the scenes. I don't know, have you had any experience before, sort of working with prospects as young as her? Like, how's that been like, working with such a young and talented prospect?
Yeah, obviously, if Mac is in the position that she is now, that obviously is public, is because of the effort that she's done from all her career, but also from the moment and the work that she's put in from the moment she joined us in pre-season. So congratulations to her, to her family, to everyone that has obviously participated in that development of the clubs, and also to the teammates here that have really helped her to understand what it is to be a professional, even if we are in very early stages of that journey. So I think in that case, it's about focusing on every step on the journey and enjoying that step of the journey to get to the next one. And regarding my experiences, yes, in Europe, is the I've coached a lot of younger girls, younger male players. And in all the professional environments that I've had in Europe, we've always had very young players in the environment, because all the clubs that I've worked with, we have like youth academies. If you check and you go back to the times at Tottenham or the times at Betis, I remember at Betis we played with Marina Rivas, who was a 15-year-old girl that played against Barcelona at the time. From the moment I got there, basically Andrea Medina, who was 16, just turned 16 at that moment. She was playing every minute with me in Real Betis, and now is one of the best left backs in the world, and she's won everything at the international level for her age. There is a lot of players that I've worked with since they were very young. Jessica Nash, who's now just become an international player for the Lionesses in England. She was playing with me in the first team with us since she was 16 as well, I think. So yeah, I think if you actually check the record of the past of younger players in Europe, is very normal. I think it's something that's going to start happening more and more here in the US with the changing in the rules in the last couple of years. Maybe some future changes that might happen, and hopefully creating some youth academies for the NWSL teams. Huh?
Anthony.
Coach, given how unique the schedule is here in the United States, how important is it for this tournament, with so many players away on Olympic duty, for you to integrate some of the players that maybe wouldn't see minutes in league play, so that you have a better grasp of how useful they can be later in the season?
Yeah, I think that's maybe a little bit of the mentality from before, no? I think for us, if you look at every player that has played, apart from Christian, who's been injured, they are all players that have started games for us during the year, and they've done a really good job, no? Cassie Miller, Maycee Bell, Sam Hyatt, Mandy Freeman, Bruna Santos, Neely Martin, Delaney, Jasmine, Ella, Katie. They are all players that play with us on regular basis, because they are all players that are part of the roster. We don't have a roster that is all the international players and our players, like we and the players on the team that don't go international. We have a roster, and then everyone fights for those positions. Sometimes the international players play, sometimes these players play, and they are all prepared to compete. It's true that, you mentioned that with every team going with so many players to the international, to the Olympics, I think that we are, we have 7 players going to the Olympics. I think, for example, Angel City got 1 player going to the Olympics. I think there is a big difference, from 7 to 1. The difference in the roster is big, because we have 5, 6 players in the roster at the moment that they've not played with us, and they are adding to the team and being fantastic. We have Mac Whitman playing the other day, but we have Mac Black also playing the last couple of games. We have Sabrina Flores coming into the team. So I think that's what is the most challenging. It's not the minutes for players that play a bit less, it's more the integration of the players that are not in the environment on a regular basis. I think that's what is really challenging.
Last question to Melanie.
Hi, Coach. Just kind of following up about the Liga MX, and do you think that having these kinds of competitions that you mentioned, Colombia, that having Gotham and other NWSL teams playing other international clubs, do you think that's good for the league, or how do you think that'll impact the league, maybe looking forward to the future?
100% yes. I think football is a global sport. I think that we need our players to have that international experience, understand other leagues, understand other ways to play football. When it's difficult to explain, but when you go and play teams from these countries, you realize how football can be different in different places. That's something I've experienced as a coach, and people that has been in the international level of coach or play in different countries, I think they will 100% agree with this view. I think it's very important. And on top of that, in terms of the league, I think it's fantastic. No, we obviously know there is a very big Mexican population in the US, and with Mexican background. So I think having these teams where obviously they are teams that have normally a male side, and we've seen the stadiums how there is that attachment of the fan bases, and how the fact of having here the women's section of these teams has been fantastic. And I think that's also a way to engage these fans, Mexican fans. Maybe they go and play, they go and watch their Mexican team play, I don't know, in Chicago, in New York, or in LA, and they enjoy the experience so much that they become fans also of the women team in that city. I think that's also a way to add new fans into the league, and also the talent some of these teams have is amazing. We're playing this week, for example, against a fantastic player like Aramillo. We've seen like international talent that used to be in the NWSL in Tigres with Tempe Catlana. We've seen teams like Club America playing a fantastic game the other day in San Diego. I think it's important that we also realize that there is these teams that not only are there playing in Mexico, but they are there playing some fantastic football in Mexico. So I think it's also an eye opener, and for me, I believe football is a global sport, and a sport that brings people together. So I think playing against international teams is always really, really positive.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up our media availability today. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
you.
and good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm like a boomer with my iPad. Okay. Hi, Maycee. Thank you so much for taking the time. So the Summer Cup has been pretty interesting, but now is the first time you'll actually get to play a team from outside of the league. So just curious your thoughts on taking on a team that you're not super familiar with, kind of what preparation's been like, and just whether it's kind of just exciting to play like a different type of team. I know you guys did that down in Colombia too.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're super excited for this opportunity to play somebody outside the league. I would say preparation has honestly been the same or very consistent as to what we do with other teams. I mean, we're giving them the respect that they deserve. They're a good team. So I think we're just excited to go out there and play some more soccer.
Anthony,
Thank you.
and then we'll go back to you, to Jenna. We'll just keep going back and forth.
Sure. Hey, Maycee, can you speak a little bit about some of the experiences? Obviously, Gotham has a lot of experienced players, and what you've been able to get from some of those players early on in your career.
Yeah, obviously, especially in the back line, we have a lot of people who have so much experience. So I've just been trying to take that in and take it day by day and just kind of listen and learn from them. Everyone's been great here and has helped me in many ways. So just sitting back and like listening and observing.
And I wanted to ask Maycee if you have had the chance to watch the Olympics at all. I know many of your Gotham teammates are there competing, most on Team USA, but also Anne with Germany. And just what it's been like seeing them and the success that both US and Germany are having so far in the tournament.
Yeah, I definitely watched all the US games and watched them play Germany. Just super proud of them. I think that they're playing amazing right now. It was great to see, USA play Germany and see Anne out there and stuff. But yeah, I'm just super proud and supporting them all the way.
Going back to this Summer Cup, how important do you think it is to yourself and the players to be able to integrate more with the Liga MX teams and to kind of be able to learn from the styles? This is a competition that is both for the men and women growing in a larger sense over the last few years.
Yeah, I think it's super important. Obviously, when you're playing teams that you don't know as well, you have to adapt, and I think that's what all the teams are doing. And it's just another opportunity to get out there on that field, and it's also an opportunity for, maybe some players who haven't gotten as many minutes just to get out there and have their opportunity.
And last one from me, just generally how, more than halfway now through your rookie season, just how's it going? How are you liking it on off the pitch? Just, what's been your experience?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Kind of learning new positions and stuff like that. So just kind of, taking in what everybody has to say. But yeah, I'm loving being a professional athlete. It's a lot more tiring than maybe I would have thought. Don't do as much outside the field other than take naps, but other than that, I'm loving it.
Amazing. Thanks so much and best of luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Yeah, last one for me too. So Coach Juan Carlos is a unique coach in his approach and a lot of his stylings. How different is he from some of the coaches that you've experienced in the past? And how much do you feel that it's bettered you as a player in this short period of time?
Yeah, I would just say like tactically, I think it's a little different than what I have in the past, but I think that he goes through and explains everything really well. And yeah, I've just really grown under him and respect him a lot as a coach. And I think that, he is like the shape of this club is going in the right direction, and that's all credit to him.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you all, and thank you, Maycee.